Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for attending to my presentation. Let me introduce myself. I am Sari Amarta Rahmawati. I am from Development Economic Study Programs, Class A. Okay. Before I start my presentation, I will ask you a question. Do you know what the poverty rate is in Indonesia over a period of time? So, the Indonesian poverty rate occurred in the time span from 2070 to 2080, when in 2017 the amount of poverty reached 10.12% with a population of 26.58 million per people. But in 2018 this number reached 90.66% of the total population of the 25 million. This makes the number of poverty in Indonesia decrease even though it is not significant. Because this is because of the effort from the government to overcome poverty in Indonesia by providing assistance or subsidies to the poor. In here, poverty rate table in 2070 and 2080. Next, the purpose of my presentation is to find out the poverty level Indonesia in recent times as well as knowing various government effort to overcome poverty and knowing the poverty mapping of each province in Indonesia. In this presentation, I'm going to discuss Indonesia's efforts to reduce poverty levels. Poverty remains an ingrained problem in Indonesia despite the country's success in cutting its poverty rate to a single-digit level for the first time in 2018. Government effort to overcome poverty in Indonesia. 1. The government has been distributing cash and non-cash benefits like distributing cards for health benefit and food discount to eradicate poverty in remote and urban areas. But in some provinces in Indonesia, poverty remains a challenge. So the government should also acknowledge local assets as solution to poverty. For example, rural regions can focus on programs that cultivate their lands to be more sustainable. Example of current government efforts in here. This is an example of the government effort to distribute cash and no cash benefit to alleviate poverty in remote and urban areas. Next, the increase in the number of families is one of the factors causing poverty. American anthropologist Clifford Geertz explained the poverty in Indonesia was related to the social and cultural tendency of low-income people to share. He found poor people in Java tend to share their limited assets among their relatives, a habit that makes them poorer as their families get bigger. In line with girls feeding, our latest research finds culture style plays a major role among Indonesia poor, especially in Java. Within people's acceptance of poverty is the biggest obstacle to eradicating poverty in Yogyakarta and Banten, but on Indonesia's most populated Java Island. Research 1. Contextual research in Serang and Pandeglang regions in Banten and Yogyakarta, Gunung Kidul Regency in Yogyakarta. From 2015 until 2017 to identify non-economic factors causing poverty, provided questionnaires to 1,198 target participants and conducted in-depth interviews with 20 households. Our research found people's fatalistic attitude had prevented them from being lifted out of poverty. Most of our respondents believed being poor was good fate and there was nothing they could do. This attitude is believed to come from a Japanese philosophy of acceptance skeleton removal. This self-denial creates a problem for government effort to reduce poverty in the region due to difficulties in identifying poor people who don't want to admit they are poor. Next, multidimensional issue. Our research show poverty is multidimensional problem and the root cause of poverty in each region differ. Our research suggests the government adopt social and cultural approaches to understand a region's world poverty issue. Understanding poverty sound start by identifying the relationship between people and social environment. Next, so that is all about my presentation. In conclusion, the government has made effort to reduce poverty in Indonesia even though poverty in Indonesia has only decreased slightly. The government seeks to provide cash and non-cash assistance to maintain people purchasing power of a product. As the number of families increase, the number of burden and the number of needs will increase. This causes the poverty level to increase because it is not accompanied by community effort to improve life. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.